Okay, so this is Carrie, who's just finished the second day on the Permanent Makeup Startup course with Katy here. So Carrie, yesterday you sort of really got to grips with doing your first set of brows on a dummy head, which you called Dave. Not a usual name for a dummy head, but good all the same. And actually, today you got to actually see a client in the morning, and you got to work on a client who's actually, I suppose, not the easiest of clients because she's an ex-student of ours, so they obviously wants to get her brows looking good. Yeah. So how's today been? How was it this morning, first of all, watching Kate do a full procedure?
It was really good. It was very interesting because it was on a client who suffers from alopecia, so she didn't have any hairs whatsoever.
Right,
so
okay.
Some really good techniques there.
Brilliant. So you got to see a procedure. In fact, actually, last night after we got to speak to you, Kate had a full-paying client that had travelled, done about a 10-hour round trip. She'd driven all the way from Leeds down to Sussex just to get her brows done with Kate yesterday, and we were in here till about nearly 8 o'clock last night, weren't we? So actually, did you find that useful? I know we don't normally show you on the first day, but you obviously got to see.
Yeah, it was very, very helpful. Yeah, absolutely, because she'd insisted on a lighter colour for her previous treatment.
Yeah.
So she's come back to have that made a bit darker, so it's really good to see that.
Because some clients don't quite realise the process, do they? And if they insist that they go a little bit lighter, you've got to almost go with it the first time, just to put their mind at ease, so they realise how much it does fade. And then they get the confidence, they realise you knew what you were talking about the first time, and then happy to go darker the next time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Excellent, cool. So then we went for a nice lunch, a nice Italian, and then you had your first Pizza Express as well.
Yeah. We do have them in Northern Ireland, I've just never been in one.
Oh, right, okay, excellent. And then we actually got to work on a client this afternoon. So how was it actually working on your first real life actual client?
Yesterday, whenever I was told that I'd be working on a client today, I thought, God, I'm going to be a bag of nerves, but I just felt very calm and confident in doing it.
Yeah.
And really enjoyed it. I actually find it a lot easier to work on an actual person as opposed to working on the dummy.
Really?
Really enjoyed it, yeah.
A lot of people do say that, actually. I'm not quite sure why. Is there any particular reasons why it was easier to work with?
I think because the pigment takes easier in the skin.
Yeah.
As opposed to penetrating through rubber. Yeah.
Excellent. And the end result?
Delighted with it, yeah, and the client was really happy with it as well, and she's a permanent makeup artist as well, so it was a bit of pressure, but yeah, but she liked it.
Excellent. And obviously it's good to also see one of our ex-students that's obviously set up in a big multinational spa chain as well, actually doing her own clinics there, so you can see how the business can progress, and she's been doing it less than a year as well.
Absolutely, she's doing really well. She's fully booked for the next 2 months, so
wow.
that's very positive. Yeah.
That's not too bad, is it? And then it's also good to see how because I remember yesterday you actually said you uploaded your picture of Dave, your dummy head, onto Facebook or whatever it was last night, didn't you? And how actually, when you go back obviously next week, you can obviously start doing treatments sooner rather than later, and it's a good lesson, I think, to some people that are coming on a training course thinking, oh, do I charge for models, do I charge for my case studies, because a lot of people have questions about that. Just tell us what your first price is starting at for your models.
For models, I'm only charging 200.
Only 200, between 2 and 3 you were saying?
Yeah, between 2 and 3, yeah.
So only 2 and 300. Some training companies, I have to say, do encourage students not to charge anything, so it's a good lesson to actually show people that, 2 to 300 for your first models and case studies.
Yeah.
Literally a couple of days after you finish training.
I'm pretty much fully booked with them as well.
And that's the thing. I mean, how many bookings have you got so far?
About 10 so
10.
far. Yeah.
So already you've got 10. You've only done your second day. You've already got 10 bookings at £200 to £300 each. I mean, that's by the end of the week you'd have paid your training course fee off.
Absolutely. That's the idea.
Excellent. Well, it's good to see obviously how you go, and it's good to see how confident you are as well. Well, we'll look forward to eyeliner tomorrow.
Okay.
Excellent.
Can't wait.
Cool. Have a good night's sleep.